Yeah, I apologize to my Caucasian brothers and my Roman brothers, but yeah, I gotta speak the truth. And also my Canaanite brothers. But you guys don't seem to be taking offense to this shit like these other people do. Like, aka the African people, like, y'all be telling the actual truth about this shit. Y'all be like, yeah, like, for example, like, he's about to say, like, this guy right here, he's gonna tell you where it even came from. And then there was, what's his name? Even my dad likes this guy, God, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He was like back with Martin Luther King. He was a real good teacher. Damn, I can't remember his name. I'm mad at myself on that. But basically, he said, like, they asked him who the shapeshifter was. He was like, I'll look him up again. Don't worry. I'll remember it again. My dad will probably be able to remind me at the very least. Um, but basically, he said, want to know who the shapeshifters are. He's like, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's us. He just basically admitted that shit. All started in Africa, bro. That's where the fallen angels came. That's where the albinoism comes out of them so often from, is because Cain, in order to start his civilization, did incest with his mother. That's why they call it the motherland. It's because, like, that's what he had to do. And she was the only woman, like, people always wonder, like, who, you know, like, yeah. It's in the fucking, the Book of Enoch. That's why they took the Book of Enoch out. And that's why these albino people are more feminine. And that's why men are usually more attracted to lighter complected women, because they're more feminine, so they store more fat. It's not just because they're living in a colder environment. It's just the femininity as well. Like, there's other things like growing hair, which they also started doing, that seemed to be more of an evolution to me. Um, that's why they called Esau hairy. He was hairy. He probably has some of that mixed into him or something. There's all kinds of mixing that happened through time and all that. It's pretty much mixing everybody. That's why you got devils in every single race, like in the days of Noah. And even the wives of Noah's children probably were not pure. And then it started up again, and it's mixing everybody. I even have some of the giant powers and stuff like that in me and all that. I'm mixed with everything, bro. I ain't hating. Like, so I'm apologizing off the bat before I'm about to skewer the serpent. Like, I've even shown y'all that my eyes look slitted. My eye has looked slitted in the video before. Like, and I've already explained how that whole evolution worked. It was like this transparent third eyelid that I have in the middle of my eyes, both of my eyes. Like the inner part of both of my eyes. It started out like I noticed that, and then I noticed like something on the other side that makes it look slitted sometimes. But the first time I ever saw it look slitted, though, was when I ascended the throne. And it's just showing reality. It's like we have these things that blind us every day. Like, if you press on the top of your eye, like, you'll see a reflection on the bottom. You press on the right, you'll get on the left, because we have slits over our eyes right now in the flesh. We've all been blinded by this, but I have the ability to use my mind's eye as well. You see the video where I showed you my third eye, my fourth eye. Like, I'm just gonna let them talk though. But I'm gonna expose these freaks, like, what they are, what they typically are.
And he's letting them know, yo, like, I fucks with you, like, I fucks with you. I know about the gods, you know what I mean? Like, or maybe that was Mello's, Mello is his homeboy, and, let me rock that shit. I don't know. See, it's all the mystery surrounding it. See, within the 5% nation, we make knowledge born. We make knowledge known. You know what I mean? And we make understanding understood, so that you have a crystal clear picture in your mind of what's going on. The mysterious nature of not knowing exactly why he's wearing it and what the significance is to him is, it's not in line with how we usually do things. When you look at
the backlash over Jay-Z wearing that 5% chain was that, one of the, ideas of the 5% Nation in the media is that the 5% feels that white people are devils.
They are.
According to you, are white people devils?
Yep. But now, with that being said, white people come from the black man, and the original devil, the strongest devil, is the black devil.
King.
So are white people devils by themselves? No. They come from a stronger version of the devil, which was the original black man.
And that's why they send all their money to Africa and try and cover everything up about us. While they glorify Africa, like Egypt or whatever, but don't talk about the pyramids we made in West Africa when we moved there too. Like, Africans did their thing too. Like, they were actually had a head start like on everybody else. Like, if you pay attention to it, like they I'll just go to it in case you ain't seen it. I've already explained this shit though. Which book was it? What chapter? Alright, I'll just do the parable of the animals. I'll just go straight to it. Look at the book here. I can find it fast enough that one. How the fuck it ain't that? Like, let me look at this. Like, crackheads. Alright, so. Yeah, it was this one. Pretty sure. Yeah, there we go. That's the beginner. That's my specialty. There's a white bull and a black bull, right? And then they killed the red bull, which gives you wings. And then they mock you about it all the time, And then they try to find the first one, the president seek the red one. Found him not in a minute. First one, quieter. After that, yeah, it was before this. Okay. Oh, I see this before that. You see, after he killed Cain, I wish that had happened. That's what subconscious looking at. He didn't kill Cain. Cain killed Abel instead. So Cain had a really big head start over the true genealogy of of Adam, and then basically the serpent seed, which I'm pretty sure Cain is like mixed with and highly representative of. He basically had a huge head start. Even in the regular Bible, it shows that, like, it shows his genealogy before Seth, because he was literally banging his mother, bro. And incest is such a taboo in Africa now because of that, and that's why they have very mixed features. Like, the women sometimes look kind of manly because of that sometimes, and then they're very feminine at the same time because Eve made the womanly features very exaggerated as well, because she's doing her son some incest, and then that caused albinoism to be a big thing in her country, actually more than anywhere, because of the recessive genes. And then plus in Egypt, like I told you, and all these other places where they were kings and stuff, They were doing incest. So yeah, it seems like also the first male according to this was a white bull. So that's pretty funny. Maybe the first male was white. That'd be funny, wouldn't it? Oh, or maybe paler complected. Yeah, who knows? Like I said, there's animals are every color, and they gotta stop this division thing. But yeah, she's he did incest with her, man. You see, look, watch. Let me show. After, but that black bull grew, which is her son, the male cow, and then the heifer went with him. You see, and I saw many oxen proceeded from him, so she went with him. They don't tell you that. When he went off like away, she went with him. And then they did the incest thing, and then a whole bunch of oxen that resembled him followed the cow. And after that, the fallen angels, I'm sure you know I know what I'm talking about. They mixed into them specifically. And then there was all these wars amongst them, and that's why there's so many different countries in Africa. They were so divided because all this human versus alien versus hybrid versus millions of different variants of this shit down there. I mean, all throughout there, like and it spread, I'm assuming, all over the place. That the earth was shaking in the wars from this stuff. See? And the black oxen joined in with kings, and then behold, they changed the stalls, and the castle began. They saw in the vision that many stars descended and cast themselves from heaven on that first star. See, one came down. First, one star came down. See, at the beginning of this chapter, and it acted like it was one of them, the shapeshifter. Didn't I tell you? He said that they were the original shapeshifters, like, and then you get all these different freak animals and stuff, oxens, from the mixing of all these different constellations that are literally animals. Like they're the angels of heaven. Like that's why there's animal constellations as well. They're part of God as well, but man is the head. You know what I mean? It's like the leader and all this stuff. Like it's like more representative of God in a different way. Like these are supposed to be like servants and stuff, and that's why they end up kind of in servitude, because they put us under servitude. But it was a part of the karmatic process of causing this all to happen. There's a possibility that manifested as God, as the light of that specific man, that would cause this whole chain of events that they call history playing out backwards and forwards through time. Because you kind of have to do it that way, because when you step into the program as the creator, it has to be already done. And so you're jumping in at the end of it, but the beginning at the same time, because you're just starting. And Jesus was used to manifest me, and that's all that kind of stuff. But anyways, you see why they want these guys and these specific people in the government. You see these guys all blowing heads just like this, and they all look like lizards and stuff. Like, do you see this shit, man? I'm about to just end it with one video, really. Like, I don't even need to show you that much. And then this guy is talking about how, like, that's their ancestry right there. It's the same thing with, like, this is the Babylonian type bullshit, bro. That's why they started worshiping the snake as the devil, bro. Like, I tell you, it's the most intelligent, according to the original translations. I'm sure you guys probably know what I'm talking about, but I've already explained this in earlier videos. That these serpent things were the original like versions of what was I talking about? It was in the interlude, I know that much. It wasn't Babylon. I know they were in Babylon, but I wanted to talk about this other. Oh yeah. I think it's got to do with the garden. It might have to do with the garden. I don't know. The only thing I can think of is with the garden. How they mixed in with the garden. as far as having sex with Eve, or whatever their original meaning has to do with like them being her being made by them. Man, I forgot that one part. There's definitely more that I wanted to show you. Let's talk about the serpent. You know, and that's why it literally as well talks about how they war against each other with it. But yeah, they're inverted. Like they're pretty much inverted and stuff like that. Like watch your shit.
Look.
Try not to hurt
only is
yourself.
this one, but I can do it with my left thumb too.
Yeah, that's not normal, bro. But I remember this one time, in one dream, this white guy, he was like, oh, he hasn't seen her yet. And he showed me his wife caged up in the fucking cage, and we were playing video games, and he showed me her true form. She just extended her whole body, like, she was already in full extension mode, like, she was way bigger than a normal person, I'll tell you that. Now, I can't stand that sound personally. It just like bothers me for some reason. I think it's like something entrained in me because of what this really is in front of you. But it's like it's not just this guy, you know, it's other people too that are inverted. I guess you could say. It's just a possibility, you know what I mean? It's usually Cain and his lovely children. I think I'm about to make more than one part with this, but you can see all kinds of things that they do. I've already shown these in the past. Like that dude's got his neck like unextended, and then they can do all these kind of things. Like you can see the connection with who's usually doing this. It's usually Cain and his children. Like they don't even care to show it. Like they can levitate too. That's why they jump real high and all kinds of stuff. And I think some of the CGI they do is actually like, you know, what they do. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can look at in there, but I think that thumb's good enough. Like this guy usually, he would move his organs and just get stabbed. This guy can move his eye because, you know, they're shapeshifters at the same time, remember? It's really got a lot to do with the shapeshifter part. That's the problem. Like that's the most intelligent animal, remember? It was Draco the constellation, so that was probably the first one to fall. Like right around the beginning of time, causing this manifestation of this corrupted world. Like this one had itself like really small. It was like really scary looking, and then this is an actual thing. Like they're trying to act like it's. There's so much crazy shit, man. I have to put it in the next video. That's not CGI. It's a real so-called condition. Like this, it's just animal hybrids, man. It's like, you know, like that's all it is. Like the intelligent versions of the animals. That's what they call aliens. That's why the angels usually have these different forms or whatever. They seem be straight up hating on us, man. Like in some very serious ways. They sure are doing some very selective racism right now, in my opinion. But to me, it's like it's really finding a way to turn everybody against each other in general, and so they can keep power. Because you can see where they're positioned at. And, I mean, these are pretty sure. I'll just go through. Like, remember the inversion thing? That's like one of their gimmicks. It's the inversion thing. Like their favorite gimmick. They can also change their mask around and stuff. Like, remember how it made itself like try not to freak you out. This is a real living thing. This is not CGI. Yeah, y'all can look at some more if you want. I don't want to give that shit too much attention. Really. Notice who's usually doing this freaky shit though. Like, his face is like not even real, bro. Shapeshifter, bro. He's got the eyes. And they're just hating on this, of course, because anything exposing them, doesn't matter if it's Cain or this little kid. Now all of a sudden they're on the defense of it, you see? Remember Samaria, they came to Samaria too. Now look at her bug-eyed ass, like. What have they been saying lately? Don't trust people with eyes like that, where you can see the whites of it. They ain't real, bro. I'm telling you. They call them, like in Japanese, they call them seppuku eyes or some shit like that. And this dude literally just lets this dude stab you and shit, like. You can change his organs, bro. Like, you can move his organs, bro. That would have gone through anybody else's organs. They can regenerate all kinds of shit. This motherfucker playing with his neck and shit, like. They come in here looking like a crazy person. Look at this motherfucker.
I got you. Go ahead, keep talking. Keep talking. I'm a motherfucker. Hell yeah, keep talking. I'm not one who doesn't have money. I'm showing this to the police, by the way. Go ahead.
Yeah, crazy motherfucker. And then they do a whole bunch of stuff in this one too. Of course, it gets thumbs down, of course. You know, they call it the land of the dragon for a reason, you know? Almost said, bro. Yeah, there's that snake shit again. Making himself light, man. Little tongue thing. Oh, jeez. So coincidental that you're good at doing that thing. Yo, you can invert your tongue. Isn't that interesting? It's got that gimmick. Yeah, you guys are hateful. I already know why now. Because y'all potential is already at its max. Y'all afraid of us getting our potential. I understand. Oh, this is another freak show. I don't want to look at that. It's out of the playlist. It's just a whole bunch of other random shit. Like that dude decomposed his arm. That's why I guess it. Because remember, like they mixed into these people that have recessive genes, so it manifests as a genetic anomaly that because they mixed into the wrong genes. If they had mixed into the Shemitic people, they would have had the full potential, but they didn't do that from the get-go. So there was a time gap, and that's all it took to make it so like they can't really tap into that full power. I would show you that full power, but I don't want to connect it into this ugly ass video. I want to get back to this playlist though, so I can show you some more of this stuff and then get this over with. I don't want to even make another part to this. You guys can look at these though, like you see the titles of these, like he's doing more like contortion shit. This guy also has really weird skeletal form, and this guy has his imprint on his face. This guy does the eyeball thing again. This guy literally turns his neck around. Just, you know, these not normal people, you know, like I would love to see one of y'all do that. Yeah, turn your neck the whole other way, and then yeah, like nothing happened. Oh yeah, double joint, man. Yeah, I don't care if you come up with a term for it. I know the serpent is fucking inverted, or it could be a shapeshifting thing. They can't show him how to spell. Well, Kane and them way better at this shit. Kids are, I'll tell you that. One dude breaks his back like it's nothing. Oh, that's the wrong one. Nah, this is it. I remember now, it's somewhere in that joint. How did I end up on this one? This is the actually. Yeah, this is the wrong one. I know I clicked on the right one, but I thought that was somehow just a part of it. Oh yeah, it is in that one. Damn, I missed it. What's the part where he does it? I'm not even trying to see this part. This guy, he's not press the part. This other guy, he does, yeah, this part. This isn't even the one I wanted to show you. This dude is literally like breaking his arm. And it's like, shit's crazy. Oh yeah, they always do that neck thing, but that's not the one I wanted to show. It's basic shit. Anybody can do that. Oh well. Let's see if I find it. That was one of the more impressive ones too. Now I think about that guy doing that shit with his arms. Got all about that one. Yeah, there it is. This fucking shit's crazy, bro. This shit, yeah, there. Oh my god, man. Like, oh man, he's moving in right there. I can't, bro. I can't, bro. Y'all wanna watch that? Y'all can watch that. But yeah, it's like, yeah. Even if they got them poor people doing over, knowing that safe files like this shit, man. But yeah, this figure I exposed the serpency a little bit today. Motherfuckers kind of pissed me off with the bullshit. And that's why they're so desperate to keep Shim down, because Shim ain't got this incest shit that weakens themselves and causes recessive bullshit that literally turns them into a snake. Because through like the way these so-called things, these things pretend to be human, like really like these serpent things are. Like they've already run themselves out of anything original, and they're just like clones. Like snakes lay eggs. They're not original at all. Like that's why they created the patent office and wasn't creating anything original. And they steal things all the time. Steal ideas and stuff. Like pretty much everything Tesla did was already done. We all know this shit. Like that shit was already done in Egypt and Tartarus, and you know, it is what it is. You get it. Why this dude got this weird freaky thumb? Why the other dudes do all that? It's Kane, these little kids, man. Alright, peace. Now that's why they're so damn racist. That's why they're gonna continue to be like that. And there ain't nothing you can do about it. It's best option is separate from these freaks and try and do your own thing, really. Yeah, and that's why they mixed you in with them. And they brought you here as slaves. Like, And when they kick you out of Rome, they try to mix y'all in with them. And so they could put you under the curse. And also and look how divided y'all are right now because of that shit. Most world wars, who's fighting who? Like, it's a white person fighting another white person. Like, in the past, it was, usually Egypt or some Canaanite country fighting against another. It's just alien bullshit. They can't mix, bro. It's like clay and iron, like the Bible said, like they don't mix together. You have to get people that you're gonna have to, like, at this point it's so fucked up because these people is gonna take the division of the wheat and the tares to fix this problem. It's gonna go by spirit and character more than anything.